This is where apps need to get better. Here's a perfect example. I'm at a King Cullen in Wantagh, and they want organic bananas. Well, they don't have organic bananas today, but sometimes they do. So I tap on can't find item. I even spoke with someone, they don't have them today. And suggest this replacement, an apple. Are you serious? The app's telling me that's where programming really does matter, because someone would follow that suggestion. Most common replacement is an apple. Can't find item. Suggest this replacement. An organic apple. Why would I do that? That's really bad. So I'm going to say can't find item. And then these come up. Lettuce. Because of the word organic. Baby carrots, lemons. No. Suggest an item. Of course I'm going to suggest an item. And a description. I think they're called conventional. Bananas. Right? And 69 cents a pound. And enter weight found. I'll get to that and I'll take a picture. Here's another thing with the Uber app. I'm walking down the aisles. I said, oh, okay, Ruffles are right there. But you got to be very careful when you can't scan the UPC code. Because I was like, 1 ounce? What's that? 50 cents each. They don't want the regular bag, which is 8 ounces. They want the 1 ounce. So I have to remove it from order for now until I find it. Customer did not contact me, so I'm going to finalize this pending item. I'm going to go for it. Now it's telling me to confirm that the replacement. So I'm going to tap it, and I found the potato chips, 2 1/4 ounce. So here we go. Confirm replacement. I'm going to confirm it. Got it. That's confusing. I really do appreciate when I can scan a UPC code to confirm the product that I'm, grabbing for the customer. Okay, I accepted a Spark and a notification in the middle of a shot telling me that I need to update the app now. The current version of the Spark Driver app is no longer supported, so here we go. The Spark I accepted, it's telling me that it requires a customer verification. And I was like, well, let me look at the list. It's all food. There's no medicine. There's no liquor. But they're telling me that it requires a customer verification. What the app meant to say is that this delivery requires a customer passcode. And the guy was really nice. He came out to the car. He grabbed all the bags. It really was an easy shop. They paid me to drive a little further than I usually would. It was an Elmont drop-off, but it was close Elmont. There really is a difference. And I stayed on Hempstead Turnpike. Now check this out. This is a 2-shop and deliver, $7. Plus $7 for on-time delivery. But it doesn't say anything about tips. Here's another one. Plus $2 estimated tip, plus $7 for on-time delivery. Here's another one, but only has one item, but $7 for on-time delivery. Here's $1 for on-time delivery. Introducing on-time delivery pay. This was sent out September 17th. And it says the order must be delivered within the delivery window listed on the offer card for you to receive the extra pay. Starting soon, if an order is approaching the delivery window and hasn't been claimed, you may see on-time delivery pay added to the offer card. Wow. So they want to give more of an incentive for orders that are not getting completed. So they're giving out a bonus, an on-time delivery pay bonus. I get it. If the order qualifies, you'll see the extra pay reflected as on-time delivery pay in your payment history. If the order is delivered up to 30 minutes past the delivery window, you'll receive late forgiveness, but you won't receive the on-time delivery pay. If the order is delivered up to 30 minutes past the delivery window, you'll receive late forgiveness, that you won't have to reach out anymore for that. That's great, but you won't receive the on-time delivery pay. If the order is delivered more than 30 minutes past the delivery window, you won't receive late forgiveness or the on-time delivery pay. Oh, anything past 30 minutes. That's logical. Wow, that's a real perk. That means they have offers more than they thought they would on the app that people are not accepting and completing. There are two things that I've noticed with Shipt, because I analyze it. When I'm out in the field and I'm up for working, you know what? Even when I'm home, like today, I opened this app up like 7 times because I want to see what's out there when I'm not out there. I want to see how they're working the app. I want to see how they're spreading out the orders. I want to see how they're splitting up the orders. I'll get to that in a moment. But the orders that usually stay on the app longest, the orders that are last to be grabbed, usually include shopping for clothes, because shopping for clothes takes time. It's not easy. It's not like you're picking up a package of socks. You're picking up bathing suits. Kitty clothes, I don't mind. I'm pretty good with them. But adult clothes, that's really hard. And I've done it. It is difficult. Alcohol. Now, I've never delivered liquor on the Shipt app. But I've delivered beer. 2 things. Not everybody wants to be bothered with alcohol. Not everyone gets certified to deliver alcohol. It's either they're not approved or they just don't want it. A lot of people don't want to be bothered with that. I don't have a problem delivering a case of beer because Target, they sell a lot of beer. Here's an example of a batch in Shipt. In this first example, $16.51. Now they're showing the estimated tip plus $4 and plus $5 for on-time delivery. However, before I noticed that, the way I played it, sometimes it's worth it if the drop-offs are right next to each other and you review the shopping list, and the shopping list is easy for you to complete. No clothes involved. Right there, to me, no clothes involved. Sometimes toys can be a real pain in the butt too. If it's only food, that usually goes pretty quick. But you might, it's a gamble, but you might wait, you know what, at a certain time in the hour. I believe it's like 30 minutes in, like it's, this says between 6 and 7 p.m. Maybe at 6:30, they'll split this. Or maybe 25 minutes to 7, they'll split that order. Now, if the drop-offs are very close to each other, you might still want to take that. But individual, not as a batch, well, you'll earn more money because they'll pay more individually. Same thing with this order. $13.31. 7 plus 2 total items. That's a small shot. That's a quick shot. Unless it's clothes involved. I didn't look at it. If this is just food, that's a quick shot. However, between 6 and 7 p.m. is the drop-off time. You might want to wait till they split that order. It's a gamble. Stay on top of it. This order will disappear for a few moments. And then they'll put both these orders, like the 7-item order by itself, the 2-item order by itself, back on the app for grabs. And they will pay more. Well, that means you'll earn more. And if the drop-offs are very local and right near each other, you earn more money. You really have to work it. I mean, it takes a lot of practice. It's a gamble, just like all the other apps. You know, you are like multi-apping in a way. It's similar. It's, similar to that concept. But the whole point is, if you're going to go out there and work, you want to earn as much money as possible in the in the shortest amount of time. I have a feeling Shipt is pivoting how they submit their offers, list their offers, to get us to complete the shop and deliveries for less pay. Because they probably are analyzing what we're doing, like we are analyzing what they are doing. And, I was getting used to it. You take a chance, and there's no guarantee. Once that offer is split, the offers will be there. But completing 2 individual shops, you do earn more money. They're probably saving money. Say they split this, just as an example. 6 total items. Oh, this is not 2. Let me get one with 2 here. Let me see here. Okay, here's one. 1 plus 10 total items. Well, they split that one item. I mean, they could pay 10 and over. That 10 item, they could pay, $12, $13, $14 to complete that. Well, you're going to earn more money. You hear what I'm saying? Well, if they say, plus $5, they're getting us to complete the jobs for cheaper. My delivery friend Rob, he reached out last night. We touched base, even though I'm not completing scheduled deliveries. However, it's a rainy day and a lot of people don't like to work in the rain. He sent me this last night about 10:30. He was going to Roslyn to Great Neck. Then he was going to Garden City to Queens. Then he was driving to Melville and dropping off in Melville. Then he was driving to Comac to drive to Smithtown. He's still working right now. And then he was going to Plainview to drop off in Garden City and then head back home. And he lives mid-Suffolk County. That's a lot of driving. I did ask him to fill me in on how many miles he drove. And I discussed something with him earlier about, the cutting of the pay. And it annoys me that the pay has been lowered so much. This morning he reached out because we communicated a little bit, and he was planning on $281 in total. Now, out of that whole list I showed you, he squeezed in one more scheduled delivery, but he is multi-apping 2 apps that offer only scheduled deliveries. No Ubers in between or DoorDash or Grubbies, nothing like that. This is all scheduled delivery, pickup and drop-offs. I know I'm not awake and done up in this video, but I'm going to share this video with you that I spoke to my friend Rob earlier today, because I just say what's really going on, and it says it all. See, you're leaving early in the morning, Rob. Early. You should earn 400 plus. 500. That's where I don't agree with the apps anymore, the delivery apps, the scheduled delivery apps. You're going to work all day in the hopes of breaking 300. I know you deduct your gas, your miles, and a little bit of your phone. However, you're working all day. You see what I mean? You're going to be next. You're going to start getting less and less and less. I don't think it's going to get better. Absolutely not. I went through that. Oh, and I didn't want to send you another video. I will recap something, and my mother can contest to this, because I remember I stayed at our house a couple of nights when I was doing it. I had my Ford Focus, so it's like 4 years ago. Really, 5 to 4 years ago. I view it. They were branching out into the island. I was auditing bank parking lots, mainly banks. They were paying $50, $60, $70 a pop to get out there in the snow. Now, keep in mind, my car was old. I only had 2 levels of heat. It was cold. The car was old. I made sure I wore thick socks and my boots. I worked out in that cold. Now, 5 hours, $600, and my mother can contest to it. That happened at least a half a dozen times for me in a couple of years. The past couple of years, we had very little snow. And half those banks are closed now. They kept the main hubs open, the real good ones. And I earned a lot of money. That's how I feel about Delivered. It was there when I needed it the most. I feel things happen for a reason, and I'm finally coming to terms with that. Like, really believe in what I say. And I did great. The first year I did incredible, and I was a guinea pig. I was a beta tester in a way. They were getting all the information from me from my videos, but it was a good topic. I mean, I did it for income and earn a little income online, but I really helped companies understand what's going on in the field. I wasn't prepared. I learned everything on my own, and then I met you. And I remember, and then we started talking, but 2 years into it, you should be earning more, Rob. It just angers me. You should be earning more like $400 to $500 for the day you're having, for the time you're giving. And, excuse me, there's no time to do anything else in between because you're traveling a lot. You're traveling a lot. You're going from all the way to Queens, back to your place. You said Bohemia. After your last drop-off in Garden City. Should get more pay. I think it's such BS.